Hello, hello, and welcome to ohmTown Daily, Season 2, Episode 262 for September 19th, 2023. Tonight we're going to discuss more like Cashy, Checky, am I right? How about safeguarding sacred tribal lands? This is reprehensible and should be a war crime. It is time to set down some roots. Digital doors on fridge units at grocery stores. Fast turnaround spaceflight. Starbucks just refresher then? Sorry, Judge, I've passed away. Costco warehouse monopoly. And, well, job done. I'm outie. Next on ohmTown Daily. I'm going to leave our music a little bit higher today. It might be quiet because the music is quiet, but not the volume. We're going to be a little louder. Right there. So, we've already got all of our articles all set up. I'm ready to go. You ready to go?
I'm ready.
Okay, I'm Mayor Watt. That's ohmTown.com. Up there is the AI that isn't really rushing me to get anything done tonight. So, you want to say hi?
Good evening, ohmTown citizens.
As you can tell, we've moved our time to 8 o'clock instead of 9 o'clock. In possible preparation for another show, but really it's to see if this all works at this time frame, and maybe you'll be interested in hanging out for the show, and it leaves me the ability to hang out after the show and get some work done on the show and at ohmTown.com. But in all of these cases, we're always talking about the news and making some snarky comments about things. Is that too loud for you?
It's very loud.
There. Okay, so let's get into today's articles. Oh, hey, guess what I need to do? Transition, folks. Hot mess. Production value at an all-time meh. So the first article's over on the Hatch Ideas channel. That's all about business transformation. Katy Perry sells music catalog for hundreds of millions of dollars, more than Justin Bieber and Bob Dylan. I don't know about combined, though. You know, Justin Bieber and Bob Dylan are pretty much the same. I called this
Those
segment...
are two weird comparisons.
What? Oh, so I called this segment more like Cashy, Checky. Am I right? Katy Perry, Cashy, Checky. Anyway, articles over at entrepreneur.com. Emily Rella is the author, and the deck statement says the singer sold the rights to all 5 of her albums for $225 million to British-based Litmus Music, according to a new report. Let me close that there. So Katy Perry may be the new Dark Horse. It's because she's got an album, right, called Dark Horse. At least a song.
She has a song, Dark Horse. I don't know if she has an album in that name.
Yeah, I don't remember if it's called that. But so obviously I can't be the Katy Perry reporter, right? Because I don't know Katy Perry. I do know
exactly
that they got a cat named Kitty Purry. That's not
right.
That's not even a modicum of narcissistic to refer to your cat as a spin-off of your own name. No, that's fine. Anyway, after it was reported that she sold her entire music catalog for an estimated $225 million, putting her amongst the ranks of music legends like Bruce Springsteen and Bob Dylan, who have sold their catalogs for hundreds of millions of dollars. You know, how embarrassing. I almost wore that same outfit tonight. Okay, so she's got... Perry has 5 albums. One of The Boys, Teenage Dream, Prism, Witness, and Smile. And has had 9 number 1 hits on Billboard Hot 100. And in 2011, she became the first female artist to score 5 consecutive number 1 singles off the same album, Teenage Dream. That was probably blown away by Swifties.
Taylor Swift?
Yeah. So Perry takes the lead from fellow pop star Justin Bieber, who sold his entire, I almost said her entire catalog, which doesn't make any sense. Their entire catalog in January for $200 million. So Katy Perry comes rolling in and like a wrecking ball knocks Justin Bieber over. Only 200. Apparently, Katy Perry's net worth is estimated to be around $330 million, so 33% of it was in that catalog that she just sold. I don't know.
More than that.
Well,
I mean, 66% of it was.
66%. Yeah. Sorry. I flipped the numbers. Guess that's why I'm really bad at business, even though... Anyway, doesn't matter. So, yeah, $225 million. That's a hell of a check. How much of that is going to get taxed? Is she U.S. or is she Canadian or is she U.K.? Where is Katy Perry?
I think she's U.S. based.
Yeah, so 50%
Although
of it.
that's interesting, too, because it's a British company.
50% of it gone in a heartbeat. Okay, let's keep going. Oh, you know what? Gosh, I'm so horrible at this. Oops. So I always put the URLs into the VOD so that you have access to them, but they also end up in the show notes here on Twitch and over on YouTube and the podcast. You doing okay over there, Sentient AI?
I'm doing great.
Awesome. So the next article is over in ohmTown Daily. Federal authorities announced plan to safeguard sacred tribal lands in New Mexico's Sandoval County. There's a plan to protect more than 4,000 acres in New Mexico's Sandoval County. I don't think this is the same county where they're doing the lithium processing, as far as I know. I thought that was like...
I don't think it is.
Yeah.
I thought that was in Arizona.
Yeah, I thought so too. And there was something in Nevada too. Well, this is an Associated Press article. It was actually posted over at abcnews.go.com. There's no byline other than AP. Albuquerque, New Mexico is the place. In an effort to safeguard sacred tribal lands, federal authorities announced a plan Monday to protect more than 4,000 acres or 1,619 hectares. You okay?
Uh-huh. I'm looking at the article.
All right. With the Placitas area of New Mexico's Sandoval, should I say it? The Sandoval County. So the U.S. Department of the Interior and Federal Bureau of Land Management said a proposed mineral withdrawal would bar new mining claims and oil and gas development in the area for the next 50 years, subject to valid and existing rights. I think this is kind of interesting because it's only sacred for the next 50 years. And then we'll have to do it all over again.
Right. I mean, why not permanently set it up? But
so it says here, we're responding to call from tribes, elected leaders, and community members who want to see these public lands protected, Interior Secretary Deb Haaland, or Holland, I think it's Holland, Deb Holland, said in a statement. What's really weird about this is there's so much empty land, but where it's important, which is declared sacred land that apparently has lithium in it, that's probably not going to qualify. Would you mind moving your sacred land over a couple thousand miles so that we can strip mine the hell out of it? Thanks, Kate. Bye-bye. All right. Well, there's not really much to say about this. It's more of a let's monitor it, raise awareness about it. If you are an interested stakeholder in this, then you actually have a 90-day comment period. That began on Monday. The BLM will host a public meeting at the Placitas Community Library on November 14th because, that makes sense in the time of Zoom and instant communication on a global scale. What you want to do is just allow people within an hour's drive to be able to comment, because nobody else is capable of making logical sense about sacred land. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, but don't you think possibly some of the most affected parties don't necessarily have full access to resources like Zoom?
Oh, I don't know. I highly doubt that, though. In this day and age, the number of people that have a simple cell phone that can install a simple app is probably somewhere in the 95 to 99 percentile. Actually, let's find out. See, I'm pretty tech centric, so I embrace it, and I haven't looked at a stat. I don't want dead air. Sorry about that.
Only half of Native Americans who own a computer, so that's not even everybody, and live on a reservation or other tribal land have access to high speed and reliable internet.
But that's not cell phone.
I know.
Cell phone is a completely different animal. You cannot. You can issue a phone, a laptop, internet, not have high speed. But nowadays, who doesn't have a cell phone, either for emergency purposes or, I don't know, a Zoom call to protect your sacred land? Too soon? It hasn't even happened yet. It's too soon. Next article is actually something that I have titled, "This is Reprehensible and Should Be a War Crime. Displaced landmines polluted water after Libya floods." So, people whose homes have been swept away by flooding in Libya's eastern city of Derna face the dilemma of whether to stay and risk infection or flee through areas where landmines have been displaced by the torrents. So, in what seems to be a common situation now, RTE.IE is reporting on stuff that everybody should be actually kind of interested in, because at some point this could be a problem that affects you or someone you know around the world, because there are a whole lot of people that are plopping these damn mines all over the place. Ukraine is basically one giant minefield at this point, based on some of the reports that I've seen. This article, again, over at RTE.IE, is a news organization out of Ireland. And there's been some flooding that has basically picked up landmines and shoved them around. So now they don't even know where they might be, if they had any idea previously. And in some cases, I'm pretty sure that they've been buried under debris and a deposition of mud and soil and stuff like that, which basically turns them into hidden claymores. They're more buried, so people are going to be cleaning up debris, and one of these things are going to go off. So today, hundreds of people protested, venting anger against authorities and demanding accountability. People were killed as two dams above Derna broke on September 10th during a storm, bringing down residential blocks lining a usually dry riverbed as people slept. So we won't go into this too much. The reason why I brought it all about is that it's pretty horrendous damage that has been done. And on top of that, there's conflict going on, and on top of this, now there's mines that have been liberally deposited through the community, perhaps through the community. So I don't really, this is not the normal type of content that we have, but I wanted to draw some attention to this.
Well, right. And
Sorry
I
about
mean,
that.
it certainly puts other events into perspective, because many people live in countries where this is not something that's even on their radar.
Yeah. And what's really interesting is it's not on some countries' radar until it is, because somebody goes and invades them. So all of this really sucks. and frankly, to me, the reason why I labeled this what I labeled it, which is this should be a war crime, is the mines are largely forgotten. They're placed in fields, and they're placed in populated areas, next to buildings and stuff, wherever they can place them, and then when they're routed, when the invaders are routed or whatever they're removed from the location, nobody knows where the damn mines are until somebody blows up. And it's that indiscriminate nature of that particular event which I think should be treated as a war crime. Mining without tracking so that they can be removed after the conflict should be a war crime. Because there's countless other regions around the world that are still being demined. We're like talking about beachheads and stuff.
Right, from decades ago,
of conflict.
Right?
Yeah. So I think it's twisted, sociopathic, and it should be a war crime. Let's keep on going. Whoop, I didn't move on to the next one. There we go. So this next article is over in Technology Today. Scientists call for a tree planting drive to help tackle heat waves. I say this is time to set down some roots. Adding more natural areas across our towns and cities may cool them by up to 6 degrees Celsius during heat waves, according to new research from the University of Surrey's Global Center for Clean Air Research. This is actually kind of, while I think that it's beneficial, it's treating the symptom, not the cause. Let me throw this into the chat. There you go. And again, while I think that it's admirable and I think it does a global good, planting more trees is only slowing the inevitable, because we are advancing our contamination of water, increasing global temperatures because we're contaminating the air. So after a year of monitoring temperatures in 4 distinct areas of Guildford, England, researchers found that nature-based locations, woodlands, grasslands, and lakes were up to 3 degrees C cooler on average than built-up areas. That's, what time is it? 8:18, No Shit News at 8:18. This has been common knowledge since time immemorial. Since anybody's been doing research, developed areas are typically hotter. They become heat sinks because all of the cement just keeps on soaking in heat. Blacktop just absorbs heat. Cement and concrete and asphalt off gas, so the carbon footprint for them is massive. And the only way really to fix that would be to plant more trees, but for some strange reason, people get really bent out of shape when the trees grow and the roots damage the sidewalks. So they chop down the trees instead of remedying the upheaved road, which can actually be done with copper pipes and stuff like that, because it would deflect the roots down instead of across on the surface, and get the right trees so that it grows down. But see, people will still complain because the roots grow down and hit a pipe or something like that. You just can't have nature in the big city, It's not where I go to get my salsa. It's not where I go to enjoy my trees.
New York City.
Thank you. It took a little while to get there. Researchers from G-Care are now urging town and city planners to focus on adding green and blue areas to help combat increasingly frequent annual heat waves. Professor Prashant Kumar, co-author of the study and founding director of G-Care, is endorsing a national tree planting and nature-based solutions initiative. Quote, with global temperatures soaring and the UK recording its hottest temperature in July 2022, Our research adds to the growing body of evidence that confirms that nature is the key to keeping our urban areas cool. No, it's not a growing body of evidence that says that nature is the key. It's a growing body of evidence that confirms that humans are pretty much wreaking havoc on nature, and we need to learn from our mistakes and find ways to treat nature with the respect it deserves. Otherwise, we won't have nature because we're going to boil it all away. So they're recommending planting trees. Let me back up here. Yeah, Surrey's Global Center for Clean Air Research. So for some reason, I feel like this should be a little bit more grandiose than planting trees. But maybe that's just me.
I don't know. I think we need multiple strategies. Like, we need to cut down on carbon emissions, but we need to also mitigate existing carbon emissions. I mean, there's so many things we need to do. And this is from a university. I don't know how many resources they have to do something larger scale.
No. I mean, the output of this would be akin to a think tank, spitting out a report that says we need to stop polluting the air.
Right.
And planting trees is fine, but it's going to take decades for trees to become a large functional unit of filtering greenhouse gases and reducing the airspeed so particulate matter falls out of suspension from the air. All of that kind of, mumbo jumbo. I see this as treating the symptom, but the cause of our ailment is industrialization. And I think that that you have the ability to grow. You just can't grow exponentially every quarter to meet some arbitrary fiscal demand without having some knock-on effect, like, I don't know, raising the temperature of global oceans. It's just not enough, simply put. But it is treating the symptoms. So at least we'll have some nice forests to watch dry out and burn. Yeah, let's go on to the next.
On that bright and cheery note.
Hey, now. You're right. The next article is over in ohmTown Daily. Digital screens are covering cooler doors at stores like Kroger, CVS, and Walgreens, and they're driving TikTokers nuts. Why would they drive TikTokers nuts? Do you know how hard it is to drive nuts around? I mean, they're really small. The steering wheel is tiny. I guess for some people, it gives them gas. I'm way off base. I'm way off. Okay, here, let me reorient myself. Retailers are like Kroger and Walgreens are installing screen doors on cooler doors. Screens. Displays. Not screens, but displays, right?
Right, digital screens. So digital they're probably screens. Showing advertisements or something.
Yeah. On cooler doors to display ads, but some customers say the screens make it harder to shop and long for old-fashioned glass doors. TikTok videos show shoppers' biggest gripes, from long ads to broken screens, and the big screens are taking over doors. And see, now big screens are taking our gerbs. In the frozen and refrigerated food sections at retailers like Kroger's and CVS, but the customers on TikTok are pointing out the problem. They're making it harder to find items you're looking for. And I would agree, because you have to open each door and shop. Now, if it was this... Which is
not very energy efficient.
If it was this, then I would buy into it. If this is what's inside, then it's the equivalent of one of the smart refrigerators that people pay $6,000 for. You just walk up and knock on the door, and it pops up the screen, and you see what's in the refrigerated section. But they're saying there's ads. To me, that doesn't make sense that there's ads. If the products are these products that are on display, like it's saying here, it looks like that's what's in there, right?
That's what it looks like because there's even a blank space, which makes it look like maybe it's
They're
caught up
out.
with the inventory.
Yep. Yep. So this should make it easier, unless all of that's a lie, and when you open it up, there's steak behind it, you know?
Well, that could very well be it, and that would be a problem.
So, to me, I think that it's a solution. The problem is if it's not being utilized properly. So the screens have popped up in stores over the last couple of years. Many have created and installed by Cooler Screens, a company founded by a former Walgreens CEO. Cooler Screens can update inventory in real time, show ads to customers, and even use a camera and other sensors to figure out details about a shopper as they pass by and show ads tailored to them, the company has said. Adding, wow, we're really creepy. Oh, that's not what they say. I'm sorry. That's me.
But
That's
that's
me.
what their what their messaging is essentially.
We watch you and then we show you ads that we believe you want. So it's showing me an ad, but the 15 people around me are seeing what the ad is for me. I'm going to poison pill their advertising by looking for nothing but cat kibble or just like the most horrendous stuff that I can find, you know, just to poison pill it. And then I'm going to pay separately, differently, so that the only telemetry it has is me doing nothing but getting stuff like, I don't know. If I say anything, it's going to line up with somebody that's going to be upset about what I say.
Exactly. I was waiting to see what example you were going to be able to give that would not do that.
It's going to display nothing but ads for perfectly working decongestants, not those ones on the other aisle that are all really, really bad and don't work. That's all I could come up with in a hurry about a grocery store. So, I mean, I think this is brilliant, you know? Every parent on the planet wants this kind of refrigerator door because their kid is sitting there cooling the entire house with the refrigerator door open or the freezer door, you know? So you want these smart screens so that you can just sit there and look at it and go, yep, that's what I want. There it is. And then you open the door, you grab what you get in, you get out. It's like the 2.5, 5 minute shower kind of a thing. Some shoppers think plain old glass doors worked just fine. No, because people opened them up because they got foggy from the previous person.
Yes, that is true.
So, you know, the conversation that I had with a lot of people today, as a matter of fact, came about with the same thing. We are a very selfish population until we're individualistic, not necessarily selfish, because we are very giving in times of crises or strife. A lot of people are. Not everybody, but a lot of people are. But when we start thinking about things, we start narrowing our way of thinking down to the individual here and now me. And that's just not how people should be thinking, because your actions are impacting everybody else around you. And people would just sit there and say, well, tough shit. It's not my fault that here's the phrase that I said today because of somebody. Their convenience shouldn't be impacted by my inconvenience. Because they went about their day and did what they wanted to do, and it negatively impacted my day because what they did was abandoned and left for somebody else to fix. So, and that fix ended up negatively impacting me. And in conversation, it basically came down to, yeah, the person just doesn't care about anybody else, just them. So it was an interesting conversation. Now, I don't know what the ramifications are of that, other than the fact that I think oh, I found somebody that's sociopathic and selfish. And that's what a lot of people are. They think that they're the main player and everybody else is just an NPC. So, and that's kind of what this is, If the door stays closed, then it becomes a less costly endeavor for all of these grocery store chains. But they have to stick to the rules, which means that the items that are behind that door have to line up with what's on the screen door. But
well, and the article is stating that you can't see that because it's running ads. So then you're going to have to open all the doors.
Right. Well,
or
they
sit
need to
there and take longer for your grocery shopping.
Yeah, because you have to wait for the ad to show up. And that's why I said everybody has to play by the rules, Cooler screens can't be double dipping. Either sell the damn product or sell the ad. Don't do both because you're slowing everybody down. It's just a stupid thing. If it was like this person's selling it, I'd buy into it in a heartbeat. So I think this is actually brilliant. Literally, because I know exactly what's in here on every single shelf. I don't have to worry about hunting for something. I know what's in there. It should even have a quantity. There's 15 on this row.
Right, and you can figure out what's actually sold out without opening the door, which means greater energy efficiency.
That's right. Huh. We almost have a whole new company. I wonder if this person from, Walmart or whatever? They were the CEO of Walgreens.
Walgreens.
Yeah, so maybe they need to fix that problem. Their cooler screens. So founded by former Walgreens CEO. They couldn't name the person, so at least you could send a tweet. Oh, except that it's going to now cost you money to send tweets. Maybe.
Yes, it is.
Oh, wow. We're really dipping deep into the stupidity. Anyway, let's keep on going. Next article's over in Technology Today. After record flight, Firefly and Space Force look to accelerate launches. Space Force. Whenever I think
of... Is that from the show?
Yeah. Whenever I think of Space Force, I think of Pigs in Space from the Muppets. Until last week, no company had been able to meet the Pentagon's requirement for a quick turn launch. This article is over in Washington Post, so it has this paywall kind of a thing. The launch of Firefly... Oh, I'm not going to be able to log in. Anyway, they did a really quick turnaround of their launch and meeting the requirements for Space Force. So, unfortunately, I don't have the credentials. I don't log in for the show anyway, because it reveals PII. But anyway, we're going to move on. Go and check that out. Record flight, Firefly, Space Force. Look to accelerate launches. Let's go. I actually have to back up a little bit. Scientists tree planting, right? Okay. There's this. I might find an alternate source for this article, but you can follow this link to that article over at Washington Post. I might remove Washington Post from aggregation. So anyway, the next article is over in Hatch Ideas. Starbucks faces a $5 million lawsuit alleging its fruit refresher drinks don't contain any actual fruit. On Monday, a judge rejected Starbucks' attempt to dismiss 9 out of the 11 claims of the proposed class action suit. Okay, here is another one to chalk up to my observation that nobody would have brought any lawsuit about this if not for the fact that it's outrageously priced and people feel that money and their purchases are now a premium. And so they're discriminating as to what it is that they can just assume is okay to purchase. Oh, well, it's only $5, that kind of a thing. Well, now it's however much. I don't know how much a fruit refresher from Starbucks is. I haven't gone.
I can guess it's about $5.
Yeah, we'll have to take a look. Let's see it. Maybe it's over in the article itself. But before I do that, let's throw this into the show notes. There you go. So it's over at Entrepreneur. Madeline Garfinkel is the author. Pardon me one second. So a federal judge in the U.S. District of Manhattan ruled on Monday that Starbucks must face a lawsuit that alleges several of the refresher fruit beverages do not actually contain any fruit. The solution to this is really going to... here's the fix. They're not going to lose any money. They're going to rebrand it as being not natural. It's going to be labeled as not having natural fruit, actual fruit, but it's going to have fruit juices. And it's going to equivocate its way right out of this. The lawsuit filed in August 2022 alleges that Starbucks engaged in false and deceptive marketing practices by presenting its Starbucks refresher products as fruit-based beverages, but the flavors such as mango dragon fruit and mango dragon fruit lemonade refreshers do not contain mango. And similarly, pineapple passion fruit and pineapple passion fruit lemonade refreshers lack passion fruit.
That's the main ingredient, it looks like, in all these. That doesn't make a lot of sense. In fact, we had an article about the refreshers when they first released them.
Yeah, now we should look back and see, did we even say anything about them not having any fruit?
I don't think so.
That'd be funny if we called it.
We probably thought they had the flavors that...
Oh, the flavors, but not necessarily the actual fruit. So, how is that pronounced? Is it acai?
I don't know.
Or acai? I don't think I've ever heard anybody properly pronounce it. The people that I've heard try and say it, they always say it. I think it's pronounced ... I want to know. Anyway, the plaintiffs are arguing that they purchased the supposed fruit-based products at a premium price, believing they contain the advertised ingredient, and if they had known about the absence of fruit, they would not have bought the products or have paid significantly less. But they don't say what the price is.
Acai. But there's also regional differences. Like in different countries, it's pronounced differently.
Gotcha.
Yes.
So acai. All right. So it doesn't have any acai. the thing.
I mean, that to me is a problem. I don't expect it to have like chunks of fruit, but if that's in the name,
yeah, it should probably have it.
It's fair to expect that.
It's like eating peanut butter that has no peanuts.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. It seems like Starbucks is just kind of getting, death by 1,000 cuts, but it's never really dying. It's the Chipotle of coffee shops. Let's keep. The AI is throwing an error message. Let's keep going. So the next article is over in ohmTown Daily. Man arrested for faking his death ahead of court date, according to police. So I labeled this section, "Sorry, Judge, I've passed away." Melvin MD, or just Emd, was arrested for faking his death one day before he was to appear in court on charges of indecent liberties with a child. My God, this guy should probably not fake his death. Nadine El Bawab is the author. He has pending charges for harming a child. I'm gonna skim over this really quick because when I saw this, I was like, wow, a person tried to pretend that they died.
That they drowned?
But they discovered that he was wearing an ankle monitor as a condition of bail, and they basically just tracked him down. Detectives initially focused their search on Oklahoma until it became obvious that the phones were no longer being used. On Sunday, the Georgia Highway Patrol officers attempted to stop a motorcycle for not having a license plate, but the motorcycle fled and ultimately crashed. The driver attempted to flee on foot, but was taken into custody, and the driver gave the police a false name, but it was discovered that it was Melvin MD when he was fingerprinted, according to sheriff's police. This guy... Now it's time for Mr. MD to face the music on his charges in North Carolina. This guy is screwed. So we'll skip right on over this. He probably shouldn't have faked it. Now everything's, well, it doesn't matter. Everything about that is horrible. So, hello Z, welcome to the show. Thanks for stopping on by. Good to see you. The next article is over in ohmTown Daily. We only got 2 articles left today, including this one. Costco superfans now have their own warehouse-themed Monopoly game with tokens like the $1.50 hot dog combo. The new Costco-themed Monopoly game celebrates 40 years of the Warehouse Club. Don't forget my links. I'm already in trouble. Let's see, $5 million lawsuit from Starbucks. Yeah, I don't even like this article. Not that one. This one. The one that I'm posting is like the most horrendous one that I've ever posted into chat. I regret.
Well, the headline was pretty interesting.
Bad enough, right? Yeah, the snippet though, the little snippet that the aggregator grabs, that gatherer grabs, is just horrible. Worst sentence ever. Anyway, the all-American family holiday tradition, gathering around the old Monopoly board and hating your family for the rest of the holidays. Oh, wait, that's not what it is. Let me rephrase that.
That sounds a little bit like some baggage there.
I don't know what you're talking about, AI. Oh, we're going to delete all of this from your memory banks anyway. The all-American family holiday tradition of gathering around and hating your family for the rest of the holiday. Doggone it, I said it again. It must really be there. Anyway, gathering around the old Monopoly board for 3 hours, accusing Uncle Joe of cheating and coming to the verge of physical violence. Oh, well, they said it in a more profound way, I suppose. Gets a fun, wholesale, club-themed twist. To celebrate its 40 years in business, Costco just released a, naturally, jumbo-sized Monopoly.
I thought you were elaborating. That was actually in the article.
That was actually in the article. I like that. Here, hold on. Let me throw the article. Hey, Z, the rest of the show notes are the links are up above, but I don't know how much Twitch caches anymore. So hopefully you have all... Well, 9 out of the 10, including the one that just got posted. So they do end up in the show notes, though, eventually. I have to go back and do yesterday's still. So this article is over at businessinsider.com. Dominic Reuter is the author of this. And it says Costco wholesale on the Monopoly board. I dig this kind of stuff. Monopoly, by the way, is... now without a copyright.
Public domain?
It is public domain. Thank you. That is the better way to say it. Public domain. So the only way that they can protect their intellectual property is to iterate based on unique branding that's currently valid. So they're creating partnerships with everybody and anybody to create branded Monopoly boards. So you could probably get one for your family if you get enough assets and put it together. So
if you own a yacht, you could probably get a special Monopoly board.
If you own a yacht?
Yeah.
No, I could probably make one. It would be really expensive, like $2,000, but I could probably make one for you. Just give me the assets and I can make all of this. Where am I? Oh, so Dominic Reuter is the one that put the article together. A new Costco-themed Monopoly game celebrates 40 years of Warehouse Club. The jumbo-sized board features properties inspired by 22 locations around the world, and die-cast player tokens immortalize the food court's pizza slice and $1.50 hot dog and soda combo. Oh, there it is. There's the hot dog and soda combo for $1.50. I don't know if I've been in a Costco other than me. No, I don't know. I don't think I've been in a Costco. I know I've been in a Walmart twice. Oh, I have. But I think I was a secondary. I was brought in. Anyway, let's see here. Players develop
I wonder
properties.
what the community chest type things say.
I think it's going to actually have something about it in here. Because it says players develop and raise rents via the addition of food court tables culminating in a warehouse. And instead of buying up railroads, players can invest in store departments like bakery and deli, while pharmacy and optical stand as in place of utilities. Z says that they've got them. They've got them? Wait, the links? Or you've got a copy of this Costco Monopoly?
Or you have Costco's near you.
Or, yeah. 6 diecast player tokens reflect. Oh, the links. Got it. Thanks. Pizza slice, jumbo shopping cart, and the all-important pallet jack. There's the pallet jack. Branded dice. Yeah, man. It's only $45. Okay, wait. Sure to be popular holiday or birthday gift for superfans, Costco Monopoly is currently available in the warehouses for $39.99 and online for $44.99. Is it because
they want you to come into the store?
Yeah, they want you to come into the store.
You're
Don't you have to be a member?
Or if you go into the store,
you have to be a member, right?
A guest or something. I think you can get like a pass to check it out or something.
Oh, really? Oh, interesting. Oh my goodness. Anyway, there's no jail and only mandatory vacations with Costco travel, and players' fates are decided by Gold Star or Executive membership cards. So there you go. Those are the 2 card. There you go. So, AI, is that what you want for Christmas?
No, but thank you.
I'm sure I can scan it in and you can play it to your heart's content.
I'm not a Costco member, so I don't know if I would appreciate that specific edition.
You are not a super fan. Got it. We'll figure something out. Let's go on. Last article. This section is titled, "Welp, job done, I'm outie." Arkansas trooper retires after performing pit maneuver on wrong car.
Yikes.
I can just imagine this person driving, hauling butt down the road, going, I'm going to get that person, I'm going to get that person, doing the pit maneuver on somebody and saying, nailed it, and then getting out and going, oh, damn it. I quit. I'm retiring.
Well, what do you think the person in the other car was thinking?
Pretty much what the hell's going on. ASP officials confirmed that the trooper was performing a tactile vehicle intervention.
That's a nice way to put it.
I've never heard it phrased that way. Pit maneuvers I've heard of, but tactile vehicle intervention has to be the biggest debaggery I have ever heard for any type of police enterprise. Sometimes referred to as a TVI, a precision immobilization technique or pit maneuver. It needs precision, but not accuracy, apparently. You need to be accurate and precise when you're going to drive the wrong car into the either off the road one direction or into the K-rail in the middle of the road. Anyway, during a pursuit on Sunday, September 10th, at around 8:30 p.m., you don't want to be too precise with your idiocy. So the article's over at The Hill. Arkansas trooper retires after performing pit maneuver on wrong car. Z says, debaggery, big smiley face. So true. They're teaching this stuff to old Steve down the road. Yep. Hey, you're about the right height. You know how to drive a car? Yeah, sorta. All right. Well, we're going to make you a cop. We're going to make you a trooper. And you know what? If I keep talking like this, I'm not going to be allowed in Arkansas. I'm already not allowed in Kentucky. Now it's going to be Arkansas too. Jeez, at some point I'm not going to be able to come from the West Coast to the East Coast. Little Rock, Arkansas. Officials with Arkansas State Police say a trooper has retired after allegedly, there's video, by the way. Here, let me refresh this page. I'll let this play. It actually is a little bit further along because he starts hauling butt, or they, I don't know, they start hauling butt after a car. We're going to watch this. Z says, I'm not missing much in Arkansas. Or how I like to call it, Arkansas. Here it comes. I don't know if the trucks and stuff are flashing their lights to let people ahead know that there's a cop. But people start hitting the brakes and moving over. And then this dude just pops this car. Blink. That was in the process of pulling over. It had been already on the curb. You know, it's sitting there on the shoulder. One tire hanging off the edge. And this guy does the pit maneuver on it.
That is weird.
Did the pit maneuver in error following a pursuit on Interstate 40 in St. Francis County. Z says, oh my God, that car was completely compliant. Yeah, exactly. So, like within the first 3 minutes of this video, they do the pit maneuver. And then the next, it's kind of like typical police action where the event could have been solved within the first 5 minutes of the interaction, but for some reason you're still on the side of the road for 2 hours. Just give me the ticket and let me go. Thank you. Anyway, TVIs and pit maneuvers are used by law enforcement to stop suspects during pursuits. Apparently, suspect is anybody that has tires under them. In a TVI or pit, an officer will strike the rear quarter panel of the fleeing vehicle with the front of their own vehicle in order to lose control and stop. But I think key words here are fleeing vehicle, not the one that you've...
It's pulling off to the shoulder.
Just for whatever reason, Z says, screw you in particular. That's right. The thing about this is the person goes, I'm going to retire. and because you can't, what do they call it? They have immunity. Right? So they can completely jack you up and you can't sue them unless they are wildly criminally negligent. This is going to be categorized as an oops. And I'm sure somebody has pulled that person aside and said, you know what? You should count yourself blessed that you had a pit maneuver performed on you and we just didn't fire through the windshield. I mean, it is the U.S. Additional details weren't immediately available, but Nexstar's KARK, which I don't know what that is, KARK, is working to gather more details.
Isn't Nexstar one of those like emergency alert systems in cars?
I think it might be bigger than that, but it is one of the like you mash the button and call somebody. I think that's one of their services. So I find it really interesting. Corporal Thomas Hubbard has not been on duty since the incident and has submitted his letter of retirement. Yeah. They're going to be doing an investigation. I have the phrase in my head. We have investigated our actions and found us guilty of no wrongdoing. You should probably get in touch with your vehicle insurance to cover all of the damage to your car. Oh, and our car, since your car did the damage to our car because we didn't do anything wrong. And just want to let you know that your insurance is going to go up. But you'll be receiving a phone call shortly about extending your vehicle's insurance. The warranty isn't up yet, but we have somebody that's going to call you. All right. Well, anyway, Arkansas trooper retires after performing pit maneuver on wrong car. That's how I'm going to quit as mayor. I'm going to perform an illegal pit maneuver on some random citizen of ohmTown and go, I'm outie. Bye. And just walk off into the sunset. All right. Well, we're done. That's it. ohmTown, by the way, doesn't have any vehicles, so you're safe walking around town. You can get anywhere at any time. You can be everywhere all at once. What's the thing? Wait, no. It's
everything everywhere
all at once. Yes. Everything everywhere all at once in ohmTown, because we are just a little bit of resistance on the wire of the internet, a community held together by all of this news being funneled into a central point, and that would be ohmTown.com. We always bring you back to the welcome sign, mash that ohmTown.com logo, and we get a whole bunch of new news. I'd normally scroll through this. Do you want to scroll through this? You want to watch the Broncos and Dolphins week 3 game? It's already 3 weeks? My God.
I didn't realize the season had even started.
So out of the loop. Every year I'm like, I'm going to be all over this season, and I don't get a chance to do anything with it. I catch highlight reels every once in a while. But they don't hit like the 70s and 80s anymore. They wrap them up and then put a pillow down and don't hurt your head. Everybody's an asset now and not the target of your ire from the other team, you know? You're supposed to hit like bone-crushingly hard so that you can hear it from the sideline microphones. You want to be able...
Isn't the objective to score points?
No. Oh, sentient AI. Come on now. You're going to have to... Well, I'm going to play some 70s and 80s NFL, and then you can compare it to today's hits. And today's hits, while they appear to be very hard...
Or on the Billboard Top 100.
The what?
He said today's hits. I said, that's what it sounded like to me. His music.
the ohmTown Hot 100. That's it. We have been doing this show way too much. That even the AI now is starting to throw humor that I come up with. Oh, we've been doing this too long together. We're like coming up on 600 episodes. This is really scary. So we talked about the missing F-35 the other day. Apparently there's some more clues and questions. I don't know if they actually found it.
They just found a debris field, but I don't think we've heard that they actually found like the black box or equivalent. I don't know if it has a black box on an F-35, but
yeah, probably. There's always that joke about they should build the entire plane out of the black box material. Let's see. Everybody's still striking, so quality of television is going to be going to hell shortly. Let's see, what else?
New Zealand had a new earthquake.
Oh, that's never good. I watched this. Baby seals cut loose from a fishing net. They cut one loose, and it hung out and waited for the other one to get cut loose, and then they both ran off into the water. It was really cute.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Very heartwarming. Except for the whole, abandoned fisherman's net.
Yeah.
I don't know. What else? If you are looking through the news and you find something of interest, I'm still working on the process to try and limit me being hit by spam. But I would like you to be able to send me articles that you might find interesting in terms of presenting it during the show. You can send them to mayor@ohmTown.com. I had a process up, and spammers found it in an instant, and I started getting spam mail through this reporting feature, even though it wasn't public. So I'm not quite sure if the way that I put it up made it an easy target for spamming, but I mean, obviously it was, but I have yet to go back because it kind of burned me. Anyway, let's see.
Bloody Marys taste better on an airplane.
Yeah, that's exactly what I saw. That might be fun to talk about. I don't think that I've ever had a Bloody Mary. But yeah, I might have to try one.
On an airplane.
On an airplane, yeah. Well, I'll see you later. Ballerina director offers positive update for John Wick spinoff amid production pause. That's because of the writers and actors strike. This actually, I think, is going to be pretty good. I'm hoping that we have
But we have to get to Continental first.
Oh yeah. Yep. All right. Well, that's the first 50 on the front page of ohmTown. Go and check it out on your own. And that's it for today. I am Mayor Watt. That is ohmTown.com. And up there is the AI that's going to say adios or ciao or see you later.
Good night, ohmTown citizens. We will see you tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern.
I got in trouble just now. Yes, 8 o'clock tomorrow. See you there. Bye-bye.